So a little bit of a brainstorming activity. Um, Try to think of yourself as a salesperson within an organization, or if you own your own company, what the first touch looks like with a customer, all the way down to qualifying that customer, or qualifying that person, or at least closing that deal, or even post sales. And start trying to think, where does video fit in the cadence, and like how would you mix up your medium. So your first touch might be cold calling, and then your video might ensue afterwards. Hey, I couldn't reach you over the phone, but I decided to make you this video instead. Or it might be an email with your video in it right off the bat, and then what you do is you go onto LinkedIn and you accept, or you friend request that same person, and you send the video also through the separate channel. So you have two different channels with your video. There's definitely different methods of approaching it. There's not one correct way. It all depends on what's most effective for yourself. So I highly suggest that you think of this stuff for the rest of this presentation and then moving forward. And Ben's the right guy to speak to if you want to talk about different strategies, because he's been seeing a lot of great success. But here's a couple of different scenarios you can put yourself in regards to video. So obviously, as we'd mentioned before, the selfie intro style video, where you're trying to get people's attention or book a meeting. The second is a contact us request. How many times does somebody come to your organization trying to get their answers, or they'll send you a request, or let's say they go to your contact us page and they send a request. Anything that has to do with the inbound methodology. A great way to follow up with that is to actually have a human being send you a video talking about your request and then offering you to schedule a time with them. It's a great way. So the contact us request is great. Inbound lead follow-up is great. Meeting follow-ups, I'd mentioned knowledge transfer and tapping into the different decision makers and making sure there's no broken telephone. The meeting follow-up is my absolute favorite use of video because I've seen how effective it's been. Pre-conference, post-conference, how many times have you been to, let's say, an event and you get all these people's business cards, and you go home and you throw your business cards on the desk and you never look at them again, or you might cold call them? Instead of doing that, you can use the business card inside the video, show the business card, be like, look what I got. I got your business card at so-and-so event. Maybe this is a great opportunity for us to have a conversation. So, finding ways of personalizing, and then proposal, and then beyond. We find new use cases every single day of using video, and it's starting to get ridiculous because we can't market to all these use cases. But you have to think of video as a means of communication in the purest form. So anytime you communicate, you could probably make a video. So you can identify a lot of cool usages within your organization. So that's for the sales side of things. And Ben, do you think there's anything that maybe I could have tapped into in regards to the sales tool?
The only thing that I would say is maybe a strategic piece, and I'm thinking about automation and just being efficient as a salesperson. I think video is one of those things that you can marry with sales automation that makes a lot of sense. So maybe you have a text email template and you've got a sequence or cadence, whatever sales tool you use calls it, that sends 3, 4, 5 emails. Great. And now you make this personalized video. You pop that into 1 or 2 of those emails, and you've kind of gotten the best of both worlds here, where you've automated some of your sales outreach, but at the same time, you're providing a really great personalized experience for the people that you're trying to connect with.
Absolutely. That actually brings up a really good point. This all, like, our tool flows so well into different technical or tech ecosystems that it becomes second nature to use video. For instance, we integrate with Outlook, we integrate with Gmail, we integrate with HubSpot seamlessly, and many more. Salesforce as well for reporting. And just like you said, being able to add these into automated cadences, or being able to reach out with these videos and not have to be too hands-on in creating the videos is a great way of moving forward. And even for yourself, and I'm not sure how many people in this chat are HubSpot users, but I think it would be great if after this webinar, if you do have HubSpot, to message Ben with a video. I always suggest creating a video to communicate with Ben. You could download our free tool, by the way, on our website, or you can ask Ben. He could send you a link. And so basically, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, when it comes down to HubSpot, ask him about the usage of being able to use it for identifying individual viewers on, let's say, a contact record, and being able to keep all that information and store it. If you're a HubSpot user and that stuff is important to you, it's a really great conversation to have. So we're going to jump a little bit into the marketing aspect of things. So we talked about Vidyard as being a comprehensive solution that ties in sales, marketing, and support. On the marketing end of things, using your videos, when you create these videos and you want to put them onto your website, use these videos, you want to put them, pretty much anywhere hosted where it's going to be front facing to clients. Usually your mind goes to YouTube right away and you say, we're going to go onto YouTube, we're going to put our videos there and host it. And YouTube's a great free hosting tool, but it's not necessarily built for business. What I mean by that is when you use an organization like Vidyard to host your tools, not only do you have a place to consolidate and put all your videos into one place and easily distribute them to your channels, but you can now put calls to actions at the end of your videos to lead people into that next step of the customer journey. Better yet, be able to identify who those viewers are. So instead of seeing a bulk view count, it would be A, B, C, D customer, and these contacts from these companies have watched this video, all the way down to the percentage. So now you can start creating stories for people. And then think about lead scoring. If somebody's watching 80% of your video and they come to your website every other day, realistically, that person's someone you want to reach out to. So creating that type of a flow is pretty awesome when it comes down to our marketing tool. And many more reasons on the marketing front. So here's an example of what it looks like when you host something on YouTube. I love using this example because you see those 4 little squares. Those are shared and related pieces of content that anytime you pause the video or it comes to an end pops up. And if you're watching a video on someone's website and you click on something like that, it takes you off their website completely and it brings you onto YouTube. And YouTube is so good at making you watching cat fail videos and sports highlights and things that you used to watch in the past and take you down this rabbit hole of YouTube. So, being able to ensure that doesn't happen and people are staying on your website, watching your videos, and then get all the data analytics is ultimately what people are trying to do to create a fundamentally better video strategy. And then talking a little bit about support. Reducing time to close and shortening your ticket times is important. When someone has a question, being able to create a short video like Ben had mentioned when he has customer service questions reduces the friction. It's more visual and you have a better understanding of what the problem is at hand. So in turn, you end up closing tickets faster. I want to use one example before we move on from support, but HubSpot. So HubSpot uses Vidyard wall-to-wall. And when they first started off, they liked it for the video creation tool in sales, and they thought it was great. But where they really started using it very effectively and saw a huge business case was creating videos that answered the questions of HubSpot users. Anytime they had a technical question, they had a workaround, the salespeople or the customer service people would have these videos already locked and loaded. And instead of them having to answer this every single time, they would just send that video off. So it saved them a lot of time and created more customer delight and adoption of their software. So that business case is inherently what helped them make the decision of getting so intertwined with Vidyard. So I just wanted to give you guys 3 words from 3 separate customers of ours and just some individuals that work there and what they had to say about Vidyard. I think it's important to hear it not just from my mouth, but other people. So Lauren at Dynamic Signal mentioned that Vidyard helped increase the response rates and reduce meeting cancellations from 50% to less than 10%. Sending off a video before a meeting happens to confirm is a great way to see if the person watched it. And then obviously if they respond, it's a great way of confirming those meetings so that people don't cancel. Kyle Norton at League mentioned that Vidyard helped their sales team 3 times more response rates and zero in on the most engaged prospect based on video views. Buying intent, again, was super important for League and being able to use their time effectively. So that was perfect for them. And then Juliana at HubSpot mentioned that Vidyard helped HubSpot improve its connect rate, create 4 times more sales opportunities with video. And that's self-explanatory based on everything that we've spoken about.